Deep in the ocean, an orca pod is on the hunt. But these aren't your average orcas. These guys are organized.
Marketing team, did you get those social media posts scheduled for the SEAL migration?
Aye, Captain. We even have an automated notification for all pod managers when they go live.
They use Monday.com to keep their teamwork sharp, their communication clear, and their goals in sight. Monday.com. For whatever you run, even orcas. Go to Monday.com to dive deeper.
Well, I don't see the point in waiting any longer. So let's bring her out. The star attraction, the one you came to see. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Miss Judy Gold.
Addiction, oh, addiction. Oh, ba-da-da-ba. All right, I'm on my third cup of coffee, and it's 12:30. Welcome to Kill Me Now. Kill Me Now!
Good theme song.
Yeah, it's good. You know why, Leonard? Because I wanted for the theme song.
Yeah.
By the way, this is part 2 of Lenny Marcus. Lenny
Hello.
Marcus. We're here with Judy Gold, who is the host, creator, pretty much does everything. Star. Hennessy, who is here. And then we have Leonard Marcus, Lenny Marcus, comedian extraordinary, part 2.
Part
because
2. We had so much fun
because
on
we
part 1.
weren't done. We weren't done. And sometimes that happens with people we enjoy. We're not done. So listen, I am on my third cup of coffee, as I mentioned.
What kind of coffee?
What kind?
You always have the best coffee.
Well, it's the Zabar's Dark Espresso blend.
Oh.
Yeah, baby. Now, my cup is a mug. So, and I'm not taking my Ritalin today, so I'll just drink.
This will be a fun show.
What happens?
Nothing. You know what? My psychopharmacologist thinks my brain works better with it.
Right. Does it?
I think when I'm teaching like a 4-hour class or something like that, it's helpful. I love the revving up. I love the feeling of, because I'll crash.
I don't get that rev.
Doesn't that
I wish I
rev
got
like
the
you're
rev.
going to do when you perform or you're going to teach a class or whatever it is? Don't you get revved up?
Right. So
Naturally?
So if I take it in the morning,
Right.
It's
Helps
Yeah.
you wake up? Does it help you wake up?
yeah, I think so. I'm on a very low dosage because I lowered my dosage because I didn't like the boom, 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 boom of my heart. So, but I don't take it all the time. But I'm doing Shakespeare in the Park. I don't know if I mentioned I'm doing Shakespeare in the Park.
I believe you have.
Yes,
it's
and
getting
so-
such good reviews.
Is it getting reviewed?
Yeah, well, no, not reviewed, but people are writing about it because they've been
Where?
coming to the previews and stuff, just on Facebook. On
Oh, I
social media.
gotta go check that out.
Yeah.
I gotta check it out, bitches. And so we've been rehearsing in this heat all day, 12 to 5.
Oh
Brutal.
God, that's insane.
And it's just, I mean, I can't even tell. And some of the cast, one of the cast members is 65 years old. There's another one in her 60s. And we're in the heat. I don't think 60 is old, by the way, or 65 is old. But I'm 53, and I was like almost passing out.
yeah.
When is opening night?
Opening night is June 13th, but we close on the 26th. So it's like we open and we're open for 2 weeks because it's the park. Because then the next show comes in. That was me having a little sip of my coffee. So it's been, I have no time. Like I literally am so tired. My body aches, and I'm not even Janet McTeer, who's Petruchio, and Cush Jumbo, who is Catherine, and Donna Lynn Champlin, who is Hortensia. I mean, they are in fights. They have now. This is my favorite because they have, when you do a play, they're like you have to be there half hour. So that would be 7:30 if the show starts at 8. So they have these other calls. They have wig call. That's when the first people start getting their wigs on, and they have fight call. Which is when all the people who are doing fight scenes, go out and practice to make sure everything, And I said, "Oh, I have a fight call every day with my girlfriend." Hey now. Then I was like, "Oh, we should have fight call." That's what we should have. Every relationship should have a fight call at 7:15. You can fight for 10 minutes.
That's great. It's
and
like
then
the Purge.
and then that's it. Then you're done. Come on, that's a good idea.
That's a great idea.
I'm into it.
Yeah. Do you fight with your?
We not really, like nothing. I'm the one who nitpicks probably mostly at her.
Like, what do you say?
Clean up this shit.
Does
Is she a slob?
She's not. She likes clutter. It'll grow. And it'll grow if I don't reel it in.
Oh, so she has ADD.
No, I think it's just she just doesn't. I don't know. She claims she doesn't see it. It doesn't bother her as much. Like this doesn't bother her. I'm the one who's got to organize everything.
I'm the same
Right.
in my
Yeah.
relationship also.
Yeah.
What?
I pick up and make sure everything's put away and has a place.
And you can't find my home movies.
Oh, no, I have your home movies. It's the
A year.
holiday weekend. There's so much media that Judy is getting digitized.
Yeah.
I tried to do it myself.
That's a lot of work. It's
so
a pain in the ass.
I bought like these devices to help
Yep.
me do it.
Wait, you
because
bought
I'm
them?
I bought a couple of them, yeah.
Uh-huh.
I did. And you bought a couple too. And so I'm trying to digitize these. And it takes so fucking long.
But I have,
Oh my God. And then we ended up moving, and her sister wants them back. And I'm like, okay. So I'm going to take them to someone professional that has like the, the digitizing equipment where they can just like put it in and load it and it's done.
Is it expensive?
It's expensive.
It's like
That's why I was
$25
trying
a
to.
tape.
That's why I was trying
$20 a
to
tape.
do it myself.
There's
But
people
it's
that you
taking
give
too
in
long.
bulk, and you could.
Right.
Yeah, you
send
give it to them
away.
in bulk. Yeah, so I'm waiting for a quote now, but since
Yep.
it's a holiday weekend, they're taking forever. I'm sorry, boss lady.
Yeah, right. Listen, where did we leave off with Leonard? First of all, wait, I'm going to do the new things that have happened to me this week.
Okay.
So all the girls in Shakespeare, I mean, I'm working with like major actors, right?
Right.
They all juice.
Aha.
It's all like juice. I'm going to juice. And I'm like, and I
juice.
just read an article. Not Jews.
Juice.
And I just read an article about how it doesn't matter if you juice.
Right.
It's like ridiculous.
I've heard of that too.
So, we got this sponsor, Organifi, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to try juicing, right?
How's that working for you?
So I did. First, I was very Jewish about it, and I just took the Organifi powder and put it in cold water and just forced myself to drink it. And it wasn't that, and I was like, oh, it's not that bad. But that was just like, I got to get it over. It was like a colonoscopy drink, that I would to myself. But it wasn't even that bad. It wasn't bad. And everyone's like, why do you have algae on your face? And then
She's just doing lines of this Organifi.
because I didn't stir it, and I was just like, so then I was like, wow, it really, I don't know, it's probably psychological.
Wait, you don't put that in juice or something?
No, so it's powder. I have some.
No, it gives you a boost.
Yeah, it definitely
It does.
gives you a boost. So then I decided, all right, I'm going to try different things. So one night I did the Organifi powder with avocado. And then I was going to put milk in, but Ben and his friend Matt LaFrance decided that they were going to drink all the milk the night before. So I just made a smoothie with avocado in that, and it was really good. And then last night I did banana, milk, ice, Organifi, and I put a little Ovaltine chocolate powder in there.
Nice.
Amaze balls. And it's like, and that's my dinner, because I was usually eating something, and then by the time I got on stage, I was like, because you're running around and it's so hot. I got to tell you, this Organifi stuff is great.
All right.
Nice.
Yeah. This isn't even an ad, people.
I know, this
is
isn't
like
an
a
ad. They
real-
didn't.
And
They
real
didn't.
stuff. What's in
Real
it?
deal.
Oh,
it's like this kelp, green algae. It's got all this
Coconut powder.
stuff,
and-
spirulina, chlorophyll, all this stuff that we get from plants that makes us feel alive.
All right, that's good.
and I'm feeling alive.
So you can get rid of all the other
Nice
pills.
belt.
Yeah. No, not really. So,
That's where we left.
We're working on it.
So
Yeah,
that
is-
was good. And I also have to say that, the true, what is it called?
Third Love.
Third Love bra.
Yes. Yeah.
Is-
I bought another one for Chemda because she loved it so much.
You got to get
A
Jennifer.
bra.
This is a
Nina.
bra. Wait, just listen.
All right.
You don't know what it's like, okay? To have these boobs in the summertime.
Yeah, bro, you think you'd play with them all the time? It sucks, though, after a while.
All right. Anyway, I got this Third Love bra, and I was like, because I get really fancy bras at the town shop.
Yep.
Because, I'm a Jew. And
legit, she'll come home and be like, "Oh, I just talked to my lingerie guy." Blah blah blah.
Yeah,
blah.
and I got, I get these because I want whatever, and they last forever. So anyway, this Third Love, they send me a bra. It's like I can't. I made the Shakespeare in the Park people order me a Third Love bra.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Where do you get them? Online?
Yeah, and do we have a discount code?
Yeah, we do.
Hey, boss, how's it going?
So, you know how every time I go home, I immediately take off my bra?
Yeah.
And my shoes.
Mm-hmm.
And my pants.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's kind of a little ritual.
Like, the first thing I want to take off is my bra.
Yeah. You're amazing at it, too. Like, one-handed.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm really good. Because, I'm a lesbian, so I've taken other people's off as well. Anyway.
I learn from you every day.
Thank you. And I have some, really fancy bras, But I have to tell you, I got this Third Love bra. Okay, can I just tell you something? It's like a T-shirt. I don't even need to take it off. I take off my shoes, my socks, and my pants. And I leave my bra on. It's like I'm not even wearing anything. It's great because, in the spring when you go through all your drawers and you're like, oh, I've been wearing this bra for 4 years and it smells and has, sweat stains on it.
And the under wires all popping out?
Yeah, this thing is so fucking comfortable, I can't even tell you. It's called Third Love. For 30 days, you can start a free trial right now. You go to thirdlove.com/killme. And thirdlove.com/killme. And I'm telling you, it is the most comfortable bra I've ever owned.
Welcome to Play It, a new podcast network featuring radio and TV personalities talking business, sports, tech, entertainment, and more. Play it at play.it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Miss Judy Gold.
I will tell
It's awesome.
Gina.
It doesn't have those lines.
Gina?
Gina.
Why did I say Jennifer?
I don't know. So I was trying to correct you.
Jennifer.
No,
Wait, who?
Gina.
Didn't we? What the fuck is wrong with? I gotta take my Ritalin.
No, man,
You don't have to take a pill because you
Gina.
forgot a name.
I know, I'm kidding.
Okay, so this is where we left off with Lenny.
Yeah, so
Yes.
we left off with you.
Stop taking pills, people.
You know what? I had a clinical depression, and I, without medication, don't know. And so now I'm in this panic mode. If I don't take it, I'm going to have another clinical depression. But honestly, I recall the times when I didn't have to go, oh my God, I have to take my pills. And my life was much better. I think.
What started it?
What started the pill
The
taking?
whole thing, yeah. There had to be an incident. There's always an incident. So you have to get through the incident. You don't need any more pills.
I think I know.
Now, I'm not going to be a
started it.
clinical psychologist.
No,
in
I
any way.
started before I was pregnant. I started taking something for anxiety. I've always had bad anxiety.
Me too.
I think you're going to be on vocal probation.
Oh no, not again.
Yep,
I'm agreeing
VP,
with you.
vocal probation.
Where's all this anxiety coming from?
It's been, if you look at videos of
She's
me.
bouncing in her chair as we speak.
If you look at videos of me in the crib, I'm just banging my head. I banged my head on the pillow till I was 13 in order to go to sleep.
Wow.
I just think I came out like that.
Huh.
But I've definitely had coping mechanisms. Like I was a runner, 10 mile. What do you?
Well, I did this one time on Keith and the Girl. I said, just go for a run. And oh my God, I got hate mail for weeks about you just can't go for a run.
Right, you can't.
Your depression. I'm like, I know, I was joking.
Yeah, well,
But
you're
anytime
listening.
somebody brings up-
Keith and the Girl, all of their listeners are depressed nerds.
Everybody's
Is that
depressed.
true?
Oh no,
No,
that's
look,
not
I
true. That
think
used to be true 10 years ago. but no,
Mine
it's a lot of
came
people.
about. I was anxious before it was all this med stuff. I didn't
Yes.
start taking I started taking an anti-anxiety in like the 90s.
Yep.
Just a teeny, what the hell was it called? It's very basic, or whatever. And then I got pregnant, and I didn't want to take pills because I'm like, I'm not going to be funny. And then I got pregnant, and when I was pregnant, I was euphoric. I mean,
right.
I think that my pregnancy and my breastfeeding time were the only times I ever felt like what a normal person feels like.
Wow. What is that?
I think it's hormonal, but I was like, it was like an epiphany of, oh my God, so this is what it feels like to just get up and have your life and not feel guilty, anxious, OCD, and I was like, this is amazing. And then, the minute I stopped breastfeeding, went back to wah, wah. But I've done, look, Leonard, I meditate.
Yep.
I work out.
Yep.
I play piano, clarinet. I really do everything. I was in such a bad clinical depression that they wanted to hospitalize me, but thank God Elisa is a therapist and kept me out of the hospital. But I worked my ass off, like cognitive behavioral therapy. I mean, you just need tools, and you have to realize it's not my physical. If you look at my my levels of everything during that depression, it is so vastly different from my levels of everything when I'm not depressed.
Right.
So it is literally a physical.
The question I have is, does something just set it off? Is there one thing that sets it off, or it's just overwhelming?
I think
one day you wake up and go, uh-oh.
No, I woke up. I had just finished doing the Judy show in Washington, D.C. And that show was about the story of my life.
Right.
And, so I think that was a trigger. I had just put my mother in a nursing home. And I found out I was like $80,000+ in debt because the person who was...
Oh, my God. This story gives me so much anxiety.
The person... someone who was working for me was paying my taxes on a credit card. And so, and I was like, oh my God, I've worked, I work like all the time.
All the time.
And I've saved, and I have nothing. And my mother's, my mother was like, I put her in by myself. So, my siblings were away. Well, my sister was whatever.
It's overwhelming.
And it was just like, when am I going home? And I knew she was never going home. And it was just like that question, how long am I going to be here? I was like, oh my God, I can't. So I think that I had gotten divorced from Sharon in 2004. I think I never really processed how that was going to affect my life and my financial life.
Right.
I just think it was just a perfect storm of
definitely
doing that show, going through my dreams and hope. I woke up the morning after, it was like January 2nd or 1st, in this hotel in Washington, and I looked to Elisa. I said, something's wrong, and I can't talk. I mean, it was literally, it was awful.
The question is, now that you've been through it on the other side, can you work through that without medication?
I don't know.
Right.
Okay.
So I know that a lot of the work I did was not medication.
Right.
And I'm very aware. First of all, mental illness is such a tangible thing.
Right.
My mother would say every day when I was going through this, are you better? Are you better? Are you better? Every day. Are you better? I'm like, no, it's not
help.
like,
Yeah.
But I knew she wanted to, she just wanted me to be better.
Right. That's what I do, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I don't say it every day. Are you better? Are you better?
But, this feeling of complete and utter hopelessness, this feeling of, if I die tomorrow, thank God, because I won't have to wake up and feel like this. It's a real thing, and people really don't understand it. They think,
if you don't have it. If you don't have, like me, I don't have that. I don't experience that. So it's like, it just doesn't compute.
Right.
And
totally.
me, I've always thought of myself as someone who's found coping mechanisms. I mean, like, we're comics.
That's great.
Yeah.
And humor is how I've coped.
Right.
And, I had diurnal depression, which is, I've gone over this before on this show, and there is one listener who's like, you know what, Judy? We've already heard all your stories.
I call Judy Dad. And you can do that too.
Dad, we've already heard all your stories. Anyway,
so at
Dad's
night, gonna repeat stories.
When the sun went down, I would feel relieved.
Huh.
And during the day, I was completely paralyzed.
Definitely.
And so...
I didn't even know that's a thing.
Yeah. William Stryan had nocturnal depression. So when the sun went down, he got really depressed.
Yikes. Wow.
So I'd feel... And I realized at that time... I've always felt like that.
Mm-hmm.
I've always felt that at the end of the day, when the day is over and I can't do that, I'm like, okay, I got through it. I got through it. I got through it. So it's like, it's your brain.
Do you tell your solo writing students before the class, do you tell them that they're going to go through a clinical depression probably if they're doing a solo show? Do you talk about that?
Hennessy, I don't say. I say you're going to have to deal with stuff that you don't want to deal with.
That's true, yeah.
To get to the point of your story,
right.
If you're doing an autobiographical thing. And then, they're always like, I don't want to write about that. I don't want to write about that. And it's like, I want you to write about the thing you don't want to write about.
Right.
Because that's the story.
Yeah. That's
and they get, and the ones that trust me, are like brilliant. They're just, oh my God, I'm so glad I did. And then after they do that, if there's another part and they're like, you know what, I really don't want to go there, I'm like, okay, fine, because you already went to this place to get to the but they will, it's just a matter of
that's what triggered my depression. I was in Judy's class and I was writing.
See, that's why that's a really good commercial for my class.
And now I have a brilliant show that I'm ready to start submitting to festivals all around the world. So
And I plan to be in a bed for the next 6 months after it's over.
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't plan for that, but I was for about 6 months, right? And it was.
You better get a lot
awful.
of these shows in the can, so.
I know.
Oh no! I already went through this last year. Judy went through it with me, so that was great.
But it was, you have to deal with you. I'm telling you, there's so much. You're a guy.
Yeah. What a dick.
All right.
I don't know.
You girls do have a lot going on.
I know, but I've talked to men. I talked to men on Twitter and Facebook who are depressed and hopeless, and it's just like
it's not
awful.
about being a guy. Lenny's just like
I know
his chemistry's like
Lenny's
set.
simple. You're simple.
I keep it simple. I don't know. I don't get it.
Do you get jealous?
I mean, I'm also a tranny, so I'm living a duality. That might add to my daily depression.
Back to you.
Well,
Not
you got a lot of
just
stuff.
Back to you. I'm a tranny. I have a tranny. I have a men's knee, and they fit me with a men's.
I know, that's true.
That's why I'm a tranny.
True. That's why you're my dad.
Wait, so Leonard, you had some questions.
I did have a lot of questions for you.
All right.
What do you want to talk about? The meds first. Like, how many meds are you taking?
Okay, so
And is it like if you got off all the meds, like literally tomorrow,
right,
or weaned off of it,
right? You have to wean.
We got to wean. So let's say it'd take a month
more.
All right,
yeah. But
if you got down to zero, what the fuck would happen?
I don't know.
Could you now get into a if you had a therapist or whatever, get into a state where okay, then fine. Do you think you could get to a place where you could just deal with it through therapy and comedy, or
I had that's what I did my whole life.
Oh, okay.
And then and
then you just
look, I'm 53, so I have I'm going through menopause. There's different factors.
Do you think when you get to the end of M, you'll be calmer? Because
I would like to. No, I think it's my chemical makeup.
Okay.
So panic. So I take Paxil for panic.
Okay.
Which is
like when you have an attack, or every day?
I take it every day. So I remember for years after. Well, I guess I was still depressed. I wake up and I was in a complete and utter panic, terrified. I can't get out of bed. I can't, awful, scared, just scared. And that is the worst feeling, to wake up and for a millisecond you're like, oh, I've woken up, and then panic.
Yep.
So that's for panic. And then I take.
What causes that? It's just
no, it's
makeup.
a chemical thing. Okay. Then I have I take Wellbutrin a little bit.
What's that?
It's an antidepressant.
Every day.
Every day in the morning, and that counteracts the Paxil, not having an orgasm thing.
Okay.
Because, I have to have full sexual. I need.
Got it.
What is it called? Happy ending. Okay. So I take those two. I take small doses of those. Okay. Then I take a lot of vitamins. B12. I take methylfolate. They're all just,
right.
Vitamins. I take my Ritalin, small dosage.
And that helps you
as needed.
Just focus?
Yes.
Okay.
Because otherwise I'd be in here, I'd be at my desk, like in the middle of doing something. Idea pops in head, get up, start doing something else.
Right.
Then go, fuck, I never finished that, panic, go to finish that. I mean, it's like you can't even. All right. Then I take trazodone, which is a sleep. It helps keep me asleep.
Okay.
But it's also an very old antidepressant. Is that it?
I don't know. The Zoloft makes her puke.
Coffee.
Occasional.
Yes,
Zoloft.
I did. I mean, I've been on everything. I've been on lithium. I've been on Zoloft.
What about the side effects to all these drugs?
I'm just fat. I've gained 27 pounds.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you remember when I was really hot. I think but it's better than waking up and being hopeless and scared and accepting yourself. And there's many articles about people who have messy desks and that they're very, very intelligent.
Yeah.
That
and people that talk to themselves are a lot of times geniuses. Just like.
That's all I do.
I know.
I have like conversation.
Full conversations with yourself.
Oh my God, yeah.
Like, is it a different voice?
Oh yeah,
it's like Judy.
What?
It's different
way.
accents.
Yeah, I do it.
Sometimes it's
I have Yael. I have Yael, who's Israeli.
Yeah.
It's like, Judy, what is wrong with you?
Sometimes it's her ex.
Yeah,
it's people from her past.
Yeah,
it's
I'll
her
do
mother.
my ex.
Yeah, her mom will pop in.
I'm doing it. I'm laughing at the same time.
No,
it's
it's
not
hilarious.
like I go into
It's a
another
whole play.
Oh, it's not Sybil or anything.
No. It's just like
it helps her with her filing system.
Right. So
That's
it's
amazing,
like
actually.
I'm doing something, and I'll be like, my ex, Judy, why are you doing that before you do that? I don't understand. And it's really. I never thought about it like that because I was just entertaining myself. But it really is my brain processing.
The next
You're an
thing.
asshole. You're an
Next
asshole.
thing.
You're an asshole. Stop it. So,
But she'll also defend herself.
Yeah.
So she'll come up with all these arguments against herself.
You'll fight against
and
the
then
other
she'll
voice.
come up with the defenses and the reasons why, and
that's
it just keeps her
fabulous.
moving forward.
You should tape that.
I've taped
You should just
it.
put-
you have not.
I know. I really want to get some
You should
GoPros in here.
just
Sure, I
bug,
have.
I have
bug
my
the
GoPro.
apartment and then just.
I agree.
You have to show me how to use my GoPro. Do you know how to use a
Okay.
GoPro?
Yes.
Will you show me how to
Sure.
use it? Wait, hold on.
One of us have
button.
to show her
I'm
how
going to
use
read you. Wait, can you go on top of my music books on my piano?
Yes.
There's a thing Ben wrote for me for Mother's Day, so I have to read it to you. But, the problem with the mental illness, there's a judgment. Like, well, why do you need this? Why do you need insulin if you're a diabetic? Okay, so here's one of my...
Maybe you just haven't tried the right guy yet.
Happy Mother's Day to the best mommy in the world. You are the best mommy anyone in the world could ask for. I love when we always say we're going to go to bed on time, but we don't. I also love when you have 20-minute long conversations with yourself. Love, Ben. And then he drew a
kid's 20
picture,
now, right?
first Mother's Day, where I am the tallest.
Aw, that's really so cute.
I love that kid.
What a love bug.
How old is he now?
That was
He's
so
14.
thoughtful.
And when did he write that?
Mother's Day.
What, this past month?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Why?
I thought
You think it's a little...
No, I thought it was like when it looked. I don't have my
Like an
glasses on.
8-year-old.
Yeah, it's like an 8-year-old.
Because
I thought you were saving this.
No. He's very bad at drawing.
Oh. I can't see
actually, that's a really good world that he drew.
Well, he does. He's got very good handwriting. A lot of the kids have terrible handwriting.
He does.
Because they're on
Nobody
the
writes
fucking-
anymore.
Right. So
Yeah.
I make him write shit for me.
Yeah.
That's nice. He does. He's a note writer too.
Oh, wow.
He leaves notes, or he'll leave little reminders for her, like, "Mommy, remember your lunch tomorrow" and stuff. He's such a good guy.
Man.
No, he'll.
He's cool. Really cool.
He's a great kid. I write That's for him that fucking posted on the door.
Just left one for you too.
Yeah, so I think that people need to realize that if you're on meds, that look, I'm sure there are people who are like, I'm really depressed because of blank. I need something. That
was my point.
Right. There are people like that, but there are people like that.
They have a bad day. I think we over-medicate now.
Yeah,
like there are people
I think
who need
there
it.
are people who are like, I need an Ativan. I'm not.
Tell you a story?
Yeah.
Since I saw you last, broke 3 ribs. Okay.
What?
Broke 3 ribs.
Are you okay?
Fine.
That's in a week?
In this last week, I broke 3 ribs. Stupidest story ever. Trying to kill a bug on the ceiling. Right.
Right.
So anyway,
You're
I go to
so hardcore.
I go to the and the next day, I'm laying. She's like, "Do we go to the emergency room?" I'm laying on the floor. I'm like, "Just get me ice and 2 Advil." Okay, it's not coming through my body. I'm not going to the hospital.
Right.
Like it takes a lot for me to go to the hospital. Next day, her and her mother gang up. I mean, you got to go to City MD or whatever it is. So,
I like City MD.
They're good. I go to urgent care. The guy takes an X-ray. Goes, "You broke a rib in the back." Okay. So I go, all right. He goes, "There's nothing they do. They don't do anything for it. I'll write you a prescription for whatever, pain meds. You take them, whatever." Okay, fine. And I'll write you a prescription for a muscle relaxer because that'll help you sleep, whatever. Already, I'm like, I'm not taking anything. I lived through one day with 2 Advil. That's it. Sunday, that was on a Thursday. On a Sunday, the phone rings. It's City MD with a follow-up call.
Yeah, they always follow up.
They follow up because they don't want to get sued or whatever. They give it to a doctor to look at X-ray.
Right.
They go for special. That's their protocol. I like it. It's really good.
I do too.
Yeah. So they give it to a specialist who reads X-rays. You broke 3 ribs. Okay.
Not one.
Not one. 3.
Okay.
They want you to go to a specialist. Make sure you didn't do anything. So they sent me to the specialist. Like, yeah, you broke 3 ribs. He writes me 2 prescriptions for that. I have 5 prescriptions for pain meds, and I'm looking at all of them going, "You're out of your fucking minds. I'm not taking any of it."
Right.
Yeah.
I could take an Advil and be done with this. They're like, "Well, your pain tolerance could be high." I'm like, "Yeah, maybe it is, but I didn't." As soon as you do that, what are the side effects to your medicine?
Right, but you know what?
So I'm just saying we're so quick to medicate.
That's true, but
mental
America...
illness is totally different. But I'm
Okay,
just
can
saying
I
we're
say
so quick at
something?
giving
I
a
get
pill.
it. I get it.
Give me
And
a
you
pill.
could sell those because that's. But
Probably.
now I'll give you 2 examples. So my brother broke his hip.
Yep.
On a bike, and I'm telling you, he got a hip replacement and only took Tylenol.
Yeah.
He would not, but that's because he would rather suffer,
Right, he has anhedonia.
Anhedonia, I've decided he has, which
What
is
the
the
hell's
disease
anhedonia?
where you get no pleasure out of anything. It's a Jewish disease. Anyway.
Some call it masochism.
No, it's anhedonia. I said if I'm ever a drag queen, my name's going to be anhedonia. And I'm just going to be fucking miserable on stage. Yeah, what's your name? Sorry. Sorry. So, but when I had my knee surgery,
Yep.
which is one of the most painful surgeries ever, they had to force me. I mean, I took it because I
That's the
had
one
to.
you don't want to take. That's
Right,
so
but
funny.
I had to because otherwise I couldn't do physical therapy.
Right.
But I have asked for. I just got a prescription because I was doing Shakespeare and I couldn't move.
Yep.
And they had to give me a shot in my knee, and I have it, but I don't use it. But I just have it in case something horrible happens.
Bingo.
But I don't. It's like what.
I had to get on
I
stage
don't-
this weekend. I took one of those, just
Right.
because I got to get on
Right.
stage and I'm breathing, and I can't just be like cringing every 2
Right.
seconds.
Here's the thing,
but
though.
today I'm not taking it.
America doesn't really have vacation time. They're overworked. I think Americans. Whenever we have a natural disaster, not even a natural disaster, a storm is coming toward New York, okay? New Yorkers are very overworked, they freak out, right? They freak out. They want to shut down the city. Do you think that's because they're scared of the storm? Because I don't. I think it's because we need a goddamn break, okay? And so if someone is giving you a legal substance to take advantage of, it's almost like a little mind vacation. I think that we as America are a perfect storm of addiction. It's like we get that taste of chilling the fuck out, and of course we get addicted to it and want to take advantage of it when a doctor gives it to us. It's legal. You know what I mean?
The snow day is not a great example because they
I think
have
it's
to do
similar.
but they have to do that because if people die, they're going to sue the city.
Not just that. No, I think New Yorkers take it overboard because
Okay.
they don't want to go to work for one.
Really?
goddamn
What
day.
about L.A., where they have one fucking raindrop and they're like, Stormwatch!
LA
Stormwatch 16! Stormwatch!
Keep naming major cities where people are overworked.
Okay, but you have to admit, these fucking phones and computers,
Constant.
there were people who were, now when you think back to your grammar school, and you go, oh, that one must have had Asperger's, or that one must have had this, so you get that. But now this stuff is so bad for your brain.
It's making it worse. Absolutely.
It is so bad.
Anybody who has a start of ADD, as soon as you put the phone in front of them, you just enhanced it a million
I mean, I believe that, see, like Ben handwrote that, and I make him handwrite. I go, it's whenever there's a birthday, what do you want? I want you to make me something.
Mm-hmm.
There's something about writing and creating. This writing by hand helps depression.
I believe it.
I never type anything into the thing first.
I have. Right, I always
something
write
about
it out first.
The physical connection.
Right, there's a book about that too. Cool. My sister knits. She knits and crochets.
Yeah.
That is the same thing as meditating. They say it has the same effect.
Anything creative that just get out of the rat race for a little while.
Go practice the piano.
Yeah, absolutely.
It gets you out of your fucking.
You got to change up your thought process.
But it's also that people are so overwhelmed. Now they don't have enough money. They don't make enough money at one job. They have kids. They have this. It's fuck. I thought, oh my God, my kids are little. I thought it was so hard. It's much. I have a 14 and 19-year-old.
Yeah.
It's even friggin' harder now.
Yeah, you have to keep it.
Because you can't see them and take care of them. You have to take care of them from afar a lot of times.
Right. So you give them freedom and then they fuck it up. Like, Mommy.
Plus, you also pick the hardest thing for yourselves. As an artist, you don't know where the money's coming from. You don't know where the jobs are coming from.
Yeah.
Like you put yourself in an anxiety-riddled situation.
Right. Which
rather than going to work 9 to 5, you're
I'd be dead. I'd be on major drugs if that's what I did. I'd be in a fucking mental institution. And I know my family's
You'd be a great
like,
office manager.
Oh, please.
Get it done.
I know my family thinks, like my niece. She's an amazing artist, and my brother and sister-in-law were like, no, you have to be a teacher or something. You're not going to be an artist. No one makes it as an art. And it's just like when I hear that from parents, it's awful. And she's now like, she's a principal, and head of this art department at a great school. And she's, she's only in her 20s. She's amazing. But it's like.
But she could still do her art at night as well.
Right. So, and that's satisfying.
They're just telling her, I don't disagree with this now. When I got old, I really respect my parents for saying, like, have the thing to pay for life, because it's so hard to make it as an artist.
When I started,
starving artist is a bad way to go.
It's a bad way to go. But like when I first started doing stand up, I worked in an office.
Yep.
I was, in an advertising agency. I was an assistant, and I'd go in the elevator and I'd do my, I'd practice my stand up when I had to go to another floor, and then I'd go out and do, sets at night.
Yeah.
And then when it was like, okay, I'm making enough money, like if I had to go middle somewhere for like $800 for the week,
right.
I'd be like, okay, so I can live on that, but I need health insurance. So I would typeset
right.
At Sharon's company. I would literally typeset all their articles. I typed really fast, and I code it. And I did enough hours that I had health insurance for the month.
Wow.
And look, that's a great.
But that's responsible.
Yourself. That's right. And that's all your parents are saying. That's all your.
Well,
right,
artists
but
are
they're
really creative at finding ways to make money.
Right, but it's also now it's a different world now, because now you can work from home. You can. You can do things for people from home. You could be a courier. You could be this. You could do social media. You can do QuickBooks. You could do,
But you have to figure out You have to figure out a way to make money, especially to live in New York City.
Right. Well, now you can't. I mean, when I came here, you could live here. Now you can't. Now you can't live here. You got to move to Queens.
There's different challenges at different times in life.
Now is the time to buy real estate in the Bronx, I think is what we're saying here.
The Bronx, maybe.
Now, what does Gina take anything?
She was taking like a low dose of whatever the lowest dose of some anti-anxiety, whatever. And I was like, do you really need this? You know, because at some point we might have a child. So I'm like, you should probably get clean as you could possibly be. And I'm like, are you still in that state? You know, she'd been taking it. I'm like, all right. So I think she's weaned herself off it. And yeah, she definitely has that thing, you know, that whatever that cloud is that you guys talk about.
The black cloud?
She has a little bit. And no matter how many times you hug her, it's not going to get you out of
No.
it. So she can't explain it. And
it's not about you.
And I get
No,
it's not about me.
It's totally chemical.
Yeah,
Could
it's
be
totally
genetic.
chemical. And I'm like, I'd rather why don't you just go talk to somebody, you know.
Does she meditate?
No, but she's working on other ways to.
Yeah, meditation has really helped
And
me.
you know what? And knowing that medication helps her and is there is a really nice.
It can
kind
also
of
be a
blanket
placebo
fallback.
thing. Yeah.
So
so it's good to know that it's there, and it's really amazing that we actually have what did mentally ill people do before we had any of this stuff to be able to help that?
Oh my God, they were
it was
put
like a
in
witch hunt.
institutions.
No,
Yeah.
this helps a lot of people. But
I
I
have
do
to
think
tell
there's
yeah.
a fine line. The only point of this whole thing was that there's a line between people who really do need it and people who just want a quick fix.
Definitely.
Give me in today's world, just give me a pill to fix my problem.
Well, the doctors get so much money for prescribing
So
those
it's
pills.
really-
It's
But
a
it's
shitty
also
system.
you can say that with
Everything.
disease.
Yeah,
It's like, you see obese people. I have nothing against obese people. I mean,
It's your
but
choice.
if like I've gained a lot of weight and I feel it in my body.
Yeah.
So when I see other people who are big or overweight or I'm like, I know if I lost 20 pounds, my knees probably would not hurt as much.
Right.
But it's so difficult for me to do that. But it's not like I'm going to get, I'm going to deal with it. I'm going to work out and do whatever I can. But, some of the stuff we cause ourselves.
That's right. And I think people, if you could take responsibility for yourself also once in a while, I mean, I think at this point in 2016 or whatever it is,
it's everyone's fault.
It's everybody else's fault.
Like,
but
that's
yours.
Bernie. Bernie is like, he becomes a fucking Democrat last year. He's been a Democrat for a year, and he's like, oh, this system is rigged. You haven't even been a Democrat. What do you mean it's rigged? These are the rules. This is how it works. You don't like it. You don't like it. You can't just become a member of a party and for 1 year and then decide, oh, all right, the system's rigged.
Was he an independent?
Independent.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
that makes
and
sense.
then
everybody else. You know what I mean?
he really is a blame everyone else.
All right, let me ask you questions.
But he also says he wants to fix it. So he's
Right, he does, but there's no how. You say how, and there's no how. It's like, yes, we totally agree. These are bad problems.
I think he's got some ideas.
He
That's why he wants
definitely
to
has-
debate.
No, Trump did that as a big. Trump
He's
Sanders
brilliant.
debate. Let me tell you something. And not having the person who is going to be most likely the Democratic nominee, who's a woman. It's like two guys talking about what an asshole Hillary Clinton is. That's what that would have been.
Oh, you think?
I think it would have been a little
I don't
bit
know
of that.
about that. I don't think. You really think though?
I don't
know.
think
I
Bernie
think anybody.
tries to target Hillary.
I'm not political at all.
I
But
think
do you
Bernie's
think?
a feminist, actually.
Do you think when it comes down to Hillary against Trump, that the world will finally see that? I mean, he's crazy, right?
Well, I mean, he's going to be debating a woman who is so
much more educated, much more eloquent, much more. I mean, at some point,
and
the world
policy
goes.
knows policy. How many times can you go, Bill Clinton cheated,
Right.
and you did this? It's like, you cheated on your wife. Your wife,
Yeah.
said you raped her. I mean, it's like,
But do
that's
you-
not, who cares? We're running a fucking country. People can't eat in this country.
Do you think that people will finally get it? You know what I mean? I think
don't
there's going to
know.
be like a big light bulb go on. I really do. I think it's just
I
gonna
hope
bury
so.
him like
but
nothing's ever
who knows? Because look at all these fucking angry white men who are like, yeah. I mean, he's reached this.
Yeah, but
these
if half the country is women,
yeah, but
there's
they
no
still
way.
They hate Hillary.
Oh, come on.
So many 70-year-old women hate Hillary.
Why?
Because it's a reflection of them, I think.
And she's not doing what she's supposed to be doing as a woman.
Meaning?
Meaning she's from a different generation, and if Judy's talking about these 70-year-old women, right? Like, I mean, you really should be putting them. You should be putting the man first. No, man, these 70-year-old women are brainwashed too.
No, not all of them.
Not all of them, but the Republican ones are.
But I'm saying you have to realize women in their 70s and 80s are the ones that got Roe v. Wade passed.
Right.
And they're the ones,
That's true, but a lot of them though are still like stand by your man.
No, some of them. There's 50-year-olds that are like it's Republican. It's this whole other mentality.
You live here,
exactly.
Right, we live in New York City. I've met plenty of 70 and 80-year-old and 90-year-old women who are for GLBT rights, who fought. They're the ones
here
who watched their mothers bleeding on the couch, who watched, people die from these, they're the ones who got these Gloria Steinem. She's 80.
Right.
That's the generation, the Bella Abzug. Those people are the ones that got us our rights. And now this next generation is forgetting. And like, oh yeah, well no, that's not going to be a problem. I don't have to worry about that. You don't look at this fucking guy.
Oh, I don't know about that. I think I do think once people also, you could say whatever you want, but once they get in the booth and they have to pull the lever.
Well, you have a lot of
faith.
Yeah.
I do have big faith in that.
What were the other questions you had?
The other question that I have for you is like, okay, we're from basically the same generation. Like back in the day, nobody was gay. You know what I mean? Like they were gay, but nobody was gay. You know what I'm saying?
No one
when
was
I
out.
went to school, nobody was out ever.
Right.
Like I didn't.
Right.
I'd have to go back and look at the yearbook when I went to high school,
and you'll go gay.
I don't even know if I could go gay because they were so. Oh, of course.
Right, yeah.
But I mean, I'd be clueless. I'd be absolutely clueless. I'd say somewhere in the mid '80s, change everything, or whatever.
Yeah.
But like mid '80s, like that guy. Even when I left college, people were like just when I was leaving college, there were people like. Then it started. Everything started. But so when you look at the progress over your lifetime, happy, sad, amazed, we could do more. Like now, I think life has changed a lot for the LGBT community.
Right.
I look at it as like major progress for not only LGBT but like black people. Like from the years we were born to right now, there's been amazing progress.
I think that it's every one of the things you've said, like happy, sad, amazed. I was gay. I knew I was gay, like immediately. But I was like, oh, I'm different, and then I didn't realize. You don't realize why
Was
until.
your anxiety? Could there have been an anxiety from that? Could it stem from that?
Oh my God!
And then once out, was there like this huge?
Oh my God! I will tell you that being in the closet,
is the worst.
Is the most painful.
Yeah, I believe.
It's like you're living. It's like you're a fraud.
Yeah.
And you're like.
And you're evil.
No, well, that
like
you think you're horrible. Yeah, there's a lot of self-hatred, but it's also like.
Well, I was evil.
You know what? If you're going to pull, now you've opened both bananas. Learn how to fucking pull a banana off. Now take one of those bananas instead of that one.
Oh my God.
But the banana skins are very frail.
Okay, whatever. Anyway, but when I think of what it feels like to be in the closet and to lie,
right,
and to have everyone think you're someone you're not, is that I can't. It's like you get PTSD. I have to tell you that in high school I knew I was gay, and there were a bunch of gay people, and no one ever talked about it. The first time I ever told someone, it was like an out-of-body experience, as if this entire person had lifted out of my body and was watching from above.
It's amazing.
And
that's a really good way of putting it.
This, fake person I had. Right. And it sort of, it was really unbelievable.
Was it euphoric? Is that what you...
It was out. I don't know if it was...
It was like
euphoric.
This huge relief, or
it was, because that was only one person. I hadn't told my parents. I hadn't told. It was really terrifying.
Yeah, because it's like it's set into motion now.
Right. So now you can't go back.
Yeah, right.
So then, and then as I got into college, and I we weren't all gay, but I did have a girlfriend my junior year, but by senior year, between junior and senior year, I stayed on campus, and we had all realized that our core group of friends, everyone was gay. Wow. In that group, and it was fascinating. I was like, no, you are, and you are, and we call it the summer of 42 because we had the most amazing time together for that summer. And then when I came out of college, no pun intended, my parents didn't know. I knew. I met Sharon. We lived together, but totally in the closet. And then it was like, when the AIDS crisis really was the defining. There was Stonewall, and then there was the AIDS crisis. Yeah. Because during the AIDS crisis, I have discussed this on the show. Sorry.
Oh my God! All right, whoever wrote that letter.
Yeah, I know.
I know.
Kill me now.
The AIDS crisis actually it was horrible. People couldn't be in the closet anymore. These men were walking down the street. You knew they were gay, and you knew they had AIDS.
People, yeah.
Right. And who came to their rescue were lesbians, and it really made our community one. It was gay men and lesbians. And now this crisis, I think, was that Harvey Milk, Stonewall, were the impetus of, hey, we're fucking people. Give us our fucking rights. These men are dying. They've been with their partners for 20 years. They can't even visit them in the fucking hospital.
There were ambulances that wouldn't pick you up if you had AIDS because you were considered gay and dirty, and there were secret numbers that people would pass on.
I know.
It was amazing.
So
fast forward to I have kids and I'm out on stage.
Yep.
Because I never, I came out on stage as a gay mom, basically.
Right.
Because I was like,
so it's like night and day.
It's just like I'm not
so ridiculously night and day.
It's like I am, who I am, and you can say we have progressed because we are out, and there are people who are out. But if you think about it, a lot of people come out after they've been successful,
Absolutely.
and they have their money.
Right.
Like maybe I came out in the mid '90s, and. It was like, don't say you're gay, don't be Jewish, don't be gay, don't be Jewish, don't. And it's like, that's who I am, you fuckhead.
Right.
But, I'm sure it affected my career. And there are still people, as you know, who are in the closet and won't admit it. Yeah. And yes, I think that, there are openly gay. That's why the fact that they have to say openly gay. Maybe it shouldn't be openly. Maybe it's gay straight, but you still have to say openly gay.
Or maybe let's stop thinking about each other's peepees.
Right. Well, it's that
was
not
my next question.
Right. So
isn't it just stupid at this point? Like
it's
so completely
right.
It's so
moronic.
exhausting.
Okay,
Yes.
I want to continue this. The fact that I have relatives who were like, why do you have to have a parade? Why do you have to have a parade? I don't have a parade for being straight. No, you have everything for being straight. Why do you have to call it marriage? Why can't you call it something else? Because we're human beings, and marriage is marriage. It's not like, well, you do this and straight people do this.
Well, the people who are saying that, like, how old are they?
Some of them are fucking what's Ted Cruz's age? 45 fucking years old.
Well, I mean,
Marco Rubio.
Yes.
These are fucking people who have gay friends. Chris Christie. I mean, fuck you. You're telling me that I am with another human being and we have two children who are happy, healthy, educated, civil, just great additions to the world.
Yes.
And their family is not valid, doesn't have the same protections as every other fucking family. You're telling me
it's not
that
real
someone
family.
who gets married on The Bachelor, that marriage is more valid than two people who have been together for 30 fucking years.
So, to answer my question, so it is, you're super happy, but we have a long way to go.
But we have a long way to go.
Let me fast forward.
But wait a minute. You have to see the rhetoric of these people. They use gay people as the scare tactic. Now they're using trans people as a scare tactic. Half of these people, 99% of these people know a trans person and don't know that they know a trans person.
Right.
And the same thing was with gay people. When Dick Cheney's daughter came out, then he was like, oh. Well, she came from a mom and a dad, and she's gay. You know, when John Huntsman's son came out, okay, I'm for gay rights. You know, all these people do not know who's trans and who's not trans.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you want to talk about bathroom behavior like they did with white and colored, okay, you go back to the bathroom.
Yep.
Let me tell you something. When I'm on a plane, it's not...
Who cares?
Who gives a shit? I have to take a fucking shit.
Right.
You want to know? Jerry Sandusky is not trans.
Right.
Okay?
Well, I was jerking off in the men's restroom the other day. It was so hot.
It's this scare. You're not like us. Look, we've been around forever. Trans people have been around forever. Right. And so when you say, yes, it's gotten way better. Yes. We don't have to hire a lawyer every time. We used to have to get a lawyer to, you know, when we traveled with the kids, and, you know, we don't have to get a lawyer to vouch for everything now. But there are trans kids, gay kids in the middle of like Montana and Nebraska or wherever who are listening to this religious shit.
Right.
And rhetoric and thinking they're nothing. They don't belong on earth.
Well, that's where it's all from.
Right.
Yeah. It's all come the Bible.
Yeah, God, Bible.
Yeah.
Bible.
And
it's you know what?
Causing all the wars, right?
That's what causes everything. And it's also
why
either read the fucking thing and get the good out of it.
Yeah.
Don't have it think for you.
Right.
You know, learn how to think for yourself.
And that's really the bottom line.
Well, the
learn
Bible,
how to think for yourself.
I mean, it's the biggest mass control weapon that, you know, leaders have.
In some ways it's good, you know, like, because some of these people just lose their minds, you know what I mean? Like, if they need some sort of discipline.
Right, but it's also
yoga, rock climbing.
They're all the same.
But there is also side effects to that as well.
Right, but it's also like the Bible says this, so I blank.
Right, people get addicted to AA and treat it.
Right,
you know what I mean? Judge everyone.
You know, yeah, the Bible. Well, I can't do that because that's what the Bible says. You can look. I'm a Jew. I'm a practicing Jew. I love Judaism. Do I believe, you know, half the? No, I believe in the community. I believe in the major tenet of tikkun olam, which is to heal the world. That is what Judaism is about: is making the world better.
You also enjoy the traditions, and
I love the traditions. It makes me feel connected to all the people who died to be able to sing, you know, a fucking song or light a candle.
Yeah,
you know. Do I believe every?
And you have a lot of that in your life.
Well, that's humanity.
Right.
That's just.
But I don't judge other people and other religions. I'm not like
religion,
you're Catholic,
Judy.
so blank, or you're Baptist, so blank. No, I'm like, good. You have some faith, and wherever you get it, that's great. But every fucking word, like you think these Hasidic Jews that won't sit next to you on a fucking plane or touch your hand, you know,
they're just as
they're horrible.
Well, they're so backed up. They end up doing these awful things anyway.
It's such an OCD thing. People who are just overly religious, it's an OCD thing. I have to do this at 8:00. I have to pray. Then I have to go here. Then I have to pray. It's like it's having your entire life mapped out so you don't have to deal with anything.
It's great for OCD
talking about
people.
that. You'd be a great Orthodox Jew. You'd need this.
I was a great Christian.
Yeah.
I went to ex-gay therapy and everything.
Yeah.
But I had the every Sunday and the this and the that. I went to Christian college. It was so stimulating for me.
Deprogramming is probably
it's a
stressful.
bitch. It's a bitch.
Yeah.
It's
Guilt.
a bitch.
It's
But
like
now I
guilt.
have to find other things. I have to find other boundaries and disciplines. I have to find other disciplines to keep me on track.
Right.
But come on.
Let me go 50 years ahead.
Can I just say one last thing about this, you know, tranny and that they're going to molest? The Catholic Church has covered up so much molestation.
They still are.
And for them to be talking about trans people the way they are as if they are molesters.
Yeah.
It's unfucking believable. It's unfucking.
They're just trying to get the attention off of them.
Of course.
Look at all these guys.
And look, the world's coming to an end because look what's happening over there.
Yeah.
Because of a bathroom. It's ridiculous. I mean, 50 years from now, we're not even talking about this. You know what I mean? It's the bathroom is the bathroom.
Right.
Whatever. You got to go to the bathroom.
But the
lock
racism
door,
is terrible. It's still terrible.
Yeah.
You know, it's
racism is bad, but it's got, you know, like, eventually I think everybody who's always there's a wrong side of history. You know that whole thing. There's tons of wrong side of history.
Right.
And eventually, everybody kicking and screaming, we go progressively, at least this country, into the future.
Well, I'll tell you that one of our cast members, who is a very successful actor, is married to a very successful major megastar actor, and is black, went home at dinner break to her Park Avenue apartment, or she lives on Madison Avenue in a very amazing building. The doorman said, "Do you want me to get you a cab?" She said, "No, I'm going to walk to Park because it's, then I can go downtown and he doesn't have to go around the corner." She came in tears. She waited 25 minutes until a cab would stop for her. Yeah. They turned their light off. And now, this is a 65-year-old woman wearing, Gucci and this and that, and
it's terrible.
She's like, I forget because I live in this amazing world that I forget. And it is beyond ridiculous. And that's what fucking Trump does with the Latinos and the Mexicans and it's like
and
the Muslims.
the people who are passing her by as a black person are probably, a lot of them tend to be Muslim and also a minority that has been,
marginalized.
Completely marginalized. And they're the ones passing this other marginalized group where, these leaders just turn us against each other.
I mean, look at fucking, what's his name? Asshole, piece of shit, Cruz, with the New York values. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, he's in
New York values.
Meanwhile, he's had 5 affairs.
Yeah.
Like, they're all hypocrites.
Yeah, he's probably had a couple dicks, too. He's way too
so
homophobic.
Ugly. I can't believe anyone would fuck him. Ugh, he's gross.
I mean,
all right, now,
anything for
question.
money.
All right.
In 50 years.
In 50 years, yeah, let's go fast forward ahead. Are we done with this? People are just people.
Who knows?
Are you gonna see
I
it?
wish I could be here to, witness it. My kids will.
About 25. You'll be here for 25, maybe.
God willing, I'll be here for 25 more years.
She'll
I really
be here
hope
for
so.
50 years.
I really hope so. But the fact that women can't get, abortions, that it's now becoming a crime, that they can't, women's health is, these men telling us, Planned Parenthood, what is it, 1-2% of their work is abortion?
It's ridiculous. Right?
Who the fuck are you? You don't want to have an abortion, don't have a fucking abortion.
Yeah.
Okay? You're gonna, it's a this kind of baby, it's a human life. Okay. What if that baby is trans? What if that baby is gay? What if that baby has mental illness? You gonna fucking take care of that baby?
Exactly.
Fuck you.
Exactly.
So hope
it's
for
a
the
human
future
life
is
unless
the
they're
question.
trans.
It's a human life,
an
and then when it comes out, if it's not like you, it's not a real human fucking life.
Yep.
Go fuck yourself.
Hope for the future, yes or no? 25 years.
I
from
do
today.
have hope for the future. Did I ever in my life think a gay person could get married?
Yep.
No. Did it ever cross my mind? Absolutely not.
So it does happen. It's just the pain and suffering, right?
Right. It's the pain. The problem with in
People
25
eventually
years
get it. Yeah.
and 50 years is that are they going to forget what all these people went? What are the history books going to be?
This. We just spoke about this.
Yeah, we gotta.
The history gets whitewashed.
Right. And look at what's going on. There's Holocaust deniers.
Right. Yep.
There's slavery deniers. There's all this shit. What is going to?
Oh my God.
There got to be slavery deniers. I mean, maybe there aren't slavery deniers.
They wanted to be slaves.
But
oh no, there are. In fact, they wanted to be slaves. That's something interesting. I just saw a video recently somewhere in the South. Okay, they have these plantation houses that they do tours of, that black people are still playing the roles of these, servers and things, because it's nostalgic and when America was great. And
when was America great? Go. That's what I want to fuck. No one asked him that.
Has it even gotten great yet? So they ask, these white people, like, well, don't you think this is a little weird, and they're like, actually, our family had slaves, and the slaves were like part of our family. We knew their names, and we helped raise their kids, and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, they knew their names, but none of their fucking,
so
whatchamacallit, offspring now know their names.
Thank you so much for calling me by my name, Massa. You know what I mean? It's like they lived in nice houses and shit. Yeah, that they had to fucking clean and ripped away from their families, but they do.
and raped,
absolutely, time and time again, and but they do say that.
Yeah, but
the slaves enjoyed
and
themselves.
they needed different bathrooms in different areas, and
Yeah, we saved them from that horrible African country.
Yeah, I mean, look, you're a minority. Life has been tough.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, if you're not a white man in this country, I mean, all right. So now let me ask you a question.
Yeah,
you're a white man.
Pretty much. White Jewish man.
Yeah, so you got the Jew thing. Okay. But you're a white man.
Yeah.
One strike.
Do you see the injustices of women? I mean...
Yeah, all the time. I mean, how could I not? I wouldn't be here with you guys if I didn't... You know what I mean?
Right.
But
do you also see the things that you get from being a guy? The way your life is different?
I don't see it as much as you see it.
Right.
You know what I mean? I just do what I do. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
and you don't have to think about certain things.
I don't think I have to think about it.
Right. That's the
and
difference.
That's fun.
And that's cool.
Yeah, that's good too.
But the difference is...
Wait.
I'm sorry.
I'm saying,
VP right now. I want to hear what he has to say. Yeah.
No, I don't see it as much as you see it. That my life is just my life. I just do what I do. You know what I mean? I have been, I do feel it sometimes for the Jew thing. I mean, people will not let you forget that.
Oh, I get shit all the time. And you hear people saying stuff to you that they think isn't anti-Semitic, like, oh, that's because you're Jewish, or,
Right.
all right, enough with the Jews.
Right.
Like...
Anything that somebody can get an angle on to make you feel worse or whatever. But as a comic, you're well aware of people's behavior, and that's what we do. I'm well aware. I can pick out a person. I can look across the room as you can and just see a person go, they're not going to like me.
Right.
They're just, when we have a conversation, and 30 seconds into any conversation you have with an audience member after can be really...
Right, you never know.
They will burn your house down in 2 seconds.
Right.
But, it's... everybody just lives their own life. I can't change...
But do you look, if you're up for some sort of comedy thing or like a special or something, and you don't think... oh, they're only going to pick like 2 white guys ever.
I do think that sometimes. I do think that some of these things have gone out of their way to pick. You've seen every TV commercial is 1 white guy, 1 black guy, 1 Asian guy,
right.
and every
guy.
Yeah, well, woman, whatever.
Right.
I just saw a trailer for Joel McHale's new show. We were talking about this guy. And it's the Asian girl in the office, the black guy in the office. That doesn't happen. The Benetton ad doesn't walk into a McDonald's together, but it does on TV.
Right.
And then Comedy Central, when they hand out you watch their Comedy Central specials that they hand out every year. There's a quota in there. Yeah, maybe, but there's plenty of quota. And if I said, okay, and also... So it works. It can work both ways. You know what I mean? It can work both ways. Because if you see any comic go up for something, you go, "Oh my god, I didn't get a look at that. I didn't get an audition for that. I mean, are they better than me, or is this one of?" And yeah, I get it because they don't want to deal with write-ins of, why don't you have a black woman on the show? Why don't you have a white woman on the show? Why don't you have a...
That's part of the transition that we're in right now.
Of course. It's just there is no meritocracy, especially in show business.
Right.
It's just, that's not what it is.
Oh, show business is like fucking high school.
It's high school.
It is so high school. This one's hot. This one's not. This one's a druggie. This one's gay.
When I passed at the strip, Lucian took one look at me. The day I passed the strip, I was in this business 3 years, and he just went, well, he's just watching 6 minutes of my act. And told me my life, he goes, well, you'll never be the lead in a sitcom. You'll be the next door neighbor in a sitcom. He told me all the shit that I wasn't gonna get because the world will never change. The world can't
That's
see the
not
future.
true, though. I mean,
None of it was true.
No.
But that
well,
was
the first time
it was
I
only true at that moment.
No. Well, I auditioned for him. I think I must have been 19, 20 years old or something. I was still in college. And he said, you're female. You're very funny. You're female. You're Jewish. I don't really know if there's a market for Jewish female comedians. And I was like,
what?
Yeah, I don't know. Have you heard of Joan fucking Rivers?
Yeah, but even she had it tough because they wouldn't, All
right.
Yeah, Johnny went out of her way to fuck her.
And they wouldn't even fucking light the lights on, on Broadway when or dim the lights when she died. I mean, it's ridiculous.
It's so slow. The snail moves really slow. That's why I tell people about their comedy acts when they ask me, like, how do I get on Letterman or how do I get to go? You're in year one. The snail
I hope that
moves slow.
Tell them they're never going to be on Letterman. I hope that's something.
There's not a market for you on Letterman.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
But no, look, the final thing I have on my little agenda here that we didn't speak about is the business side of what we do. Mm-hmm. Also a horror show. That one, I would think is in the 20 years I've been doing this, has been way worse for women.
Yeah.
Because every manager in the city wanted to fuck you, right? Or they wanted to, they didn't know what to do with you, or
well,
that's
was always,
way worse for women.
Yeah, well, it's like they get they get a client,
yeah,
and then it's like, no, you have to be, I was always told blonde hair, straighten it, don't talk about Jewish, don't talk about gay, and you'll get work. And it was like, no, but that's not me.
Right.
I can't do that. I'm not Caroline Ray.
How about now?
Now I could give two shits.
You could give two shits.
Right.
Do they give two shits?
I don't. Who fucking knows? I am who I am.
The
I
level
don't
that
care.
I've been at, or whatever, like. Unless you get somebody in Hollywood who's a manager and who's big time, like the people who we started here, we don't want to name names, but the people who are in the level that when you started in New York 20 years ago, the fucking worst. The fucking worst.
Well, they only remember you as you were when you started. That's number one. Number two is people don't realize if you have a manager and an agent and a lawyer and whatever else you fucking have, it doesn't mean they're doing the work. You still have to do the work. You have to write the stuff. You have to reinvent yourself. You have to tell them, I want to go out on this, I want to go out on this, I want to do theater, I want to do this, and create it yourself. They don't do anything. They negotiate the deal so that they don't treat you like an asshole.
Yeah, they're idiots too. They don't know anything more than you know. So, like, for example, our friend, whatever, our common person, I once said, he goes, well, what do you want to do in the business? I go, well, I want to be a comic, but I also want to be a filmmaker. I want to go to acting school. I want to learn how to act. I want to do all of it. I want to act, direct, write, and be a stand-up comic. And he goes, what do you want to do that for? What? Just work on your act. It was literally just this one thing, because that's the way he would make money. If I became an act that he could sell. The other shit was just taking that away from him.
Right.
So it's like, you suck. You suck at being a manager.
Right. So then once you realize you can't ask them anything creative.
Yeah.
You have to, that's all your job. You're the artist, and they're the business person.
Right. Don't worry about what
then you
first
can't,
joke I'm doing. Like this, maybe you shouldn't open with that joke because the one time you saw it didn't work, or the one time.
But it's also like, that's why I don't invite. Like when I do shit, and they're like, "Oh, I'll come with you to the." I know, don't come with me.
Yeah, don't ever
stay in your office and do your work. I don't need a fucking babysitter when I do The View.
Yeah.
I don't need anyone going to a TV show with me.
Right, because it's never about you. They didn't ever work in it. I already got the show.
Right,
you're working it for the next
guy. Just stay in your office.
Exactly.
And
like Judy, have you seen Hennessy? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or they're bringing their other client over and being like, "Oh, I brought so and so."
No, they do that. Like if you're not available a lot of times for something, they'll be like, "But I have Lenny Marcus," and then it's not about you. It's about them making fucking money. So you have to realize, you have to have a boundary and separate from them and say, I'm doing this. Get me the most money I can get, the most outs I can get, and you're going to take the blame for anything that goes wrong. Cool. You're going to be the bad guy. That's their job, to be the bad guy.
That's right.
But you have to create. You can't, like all these people, I know people call managers and agents, I haven't had an audition. Look, if you're not getting auditions, take an acting class.
Yeah.
Or go.
That's true.
Do when you're in the community doing other shit, even if it's a scene study class or doing something else.
Bingo.
You
meet people.
You meet people. It's like don't call up and be like, why can't I get and why can't I get? Because look, I ended up, I did 2 1-person shows. I've produced and written for other TV shows, other celebrities. I just am like, I'm doing fucking Shakespeare in the fucking park.
That's
I've
amazing.
done several off-Broadway shows.
You had to turn down Cyndi Lauper.
Yeah, touring with Cyndi Lauper and Boy George to do Shakespeare in the Park.
Just at the Beacon.
Yeah, I was supposed to be there.
Yeah. Sorry, who got it?
Rosie.
Well, Rosie's doing a lot of them, but
she's out now, right?
That's funny. But it's really like people want other people to do shit for them. Like I said to Ben the other day, can you go get me, I need milk and bananas. And he's like, well, can't you just use an app or something? I'm like, no.
Go get the
What
milk.
the fuck? Get the fuck up and go out app. An app.
For milk and bananas.
For someone to deliver. People are not going to know what the fuck, how to do shit.
Yeah.
I'll bring you milk and bananas.
Yeah, about a half an hour late.
Hard work, man.
Bing bong.
From
Judy got
Queens.
stuff.
No, but it's... Look, I've been rejected probably more than anyone.
The whole
You're too
business is
tall,
rejection.
you're tall, you're this, you're that, you're loud, you're this. And I've been like, okay, just like Joan, I'm writing my own thing.
Yeah.
I'm doing my own thing.
You have to.
I'm going to...
But then you end up carving a niche that no one else can fit and that they can't pull you out of. And it's you.
Right, it's
actually
me.
just you.
Right.
Yeah.
But me has to keep...
Right, keep
drilling
drilling.
it.
Right.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'll bring I freelance with a manager and I bring auditions to him that I got for myself.
Yeah.
Well, then don't do that. Get a lawyer.
Oh, he's fine.
But it's like...
I'm not there yet.
Just create your own shit and stop whining and complaining.
Yeah. That's basically the bottom line.
And like you can't be jealous of someone else that got something because they fucked this one or they're friends with that one. That's the way the whole world works.
Yeah.
Sure.
And it's unfair. So just create.
Yeah,
and
surround yourself with people whose work you like.
I mean, there's so many people who are just types that are just going to constantly get work because they're this type.
Right.
I find that kind of boring.
It is.
But they work and, they have a nice life. Create shit.
Create shit.
Yeah.
Create
shit.
I'm getting that tattooed.
Fucking create it.
I think we
All
should
right.
leave him with that. Thanks for having me.
Oh, Leonard, you
for
can
having
be
us.
on any fucking time. You can co-host.
Whenever you can need me, I'm in the area. Your schedule is unbelievable.
Dope.
I love
Sorry.
Judy Gold. I know, but we adjusted, right?
We did.
I'm so
we did.
sorry. It's only because
This was great.
of this.
Yeah,
It's
no,
only-
this Shakespeare thing has wiped you. For sure.
I mean, my body hurts. Like everyone's body
A
hurts.
run in a Broadway thing, let alone Shakespeare.
Outside.
Unbelievable. Outside in the heat. It's been 90 all week.
Heat, rain. There's no. I mean, my shirt is soaked.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
This is, and I'll end with this. This is why you're Judy Gold. I mean, Judy Gold. That is a name. I mean, to me, that's always been a thing.
Oh,
but I mean, when you say Judy Gold,
That's a
like,
legend already.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, you're a legend, dude.
Like people don't go,
Been telling you
like
that.
who's that? I never ever have to explain who's Judy Gold.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
that's
Like,
so sweet.
Yeah, anybody I know in the world, like
Me too.
I'm going to do
Ditto.
Judy Gold's podcast.
Yeah,
really?
not comedians too. Like,
no,
not
like
in
normal
the
people. They
world.
know who Judy Gold is. Like that's.
Oh, Leonard,
we're at
that
the
makes
top.
me feel so good.
Yes, it should. Better than all those pills.
Oh, I know. And you got to write.
This is why, because you work hard.
Right.
That's it. And you're the poster child for working hard and sticking to it, and whatever it takes. Remain relevant. Whatever it takes. Like I'm not apologetic. And when you get on stage, and that's why everybody goes, we got to go watch what Judy's gonna do, because you don't know what the fuck's gonna happen, and that's what's the most interesting thing. You know what I mean? Like
I agree.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
At the bottom line, it's interesting. So that's why you're Judy Gold. I mean,
why I
it-
hang out with her.
that
to
makes
me, at least. I mean, I love all the people
Leonard,
I know.
that's so sweet.
All right, let's end on sweet.
Oh
What do
my
you
God,
say?
I feel so
love
good.
it
I
on
love
sweet.
you, Leonard.
All
Kill
right,
me
Leonard,
now.
get the check. So long.
And everything was wonderful. I'll see you soon. Thank you for the visit. So long.
Hey, I'm Ryan Reynolds. At Mint Mobile, we like to do the opposite of what Big Wireless does. They charge you a lot, we charge you a little. So naturally, when they announced they'd be raising their prices due to inflation, we decided to deflate our prices due to not hating you. That's right. We're cutting the price of Mint Unlimited from $30 a month to just $15 a month. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 upfront payment equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes. See details.